Let me tell you why I think that this is indiscriminate killing of civilians. There's a great number of evidence to point to that. Number one, Israel has now dropped over 29,000 bombs in a place that's about the size of Las Vegas. Imagine you're in Las Vegas and another government is dropping 29,000 bombs. I mean, the terror would be unspeakable. Imagine if they dropped 29 bombs on Vegas, let alone 29,000. Second of all, now we find out that no, they're unguided. Nearly half of them are unguided bombs. So that means who cares where they land? I mean, they make these ridiculous claims that, oh, we fly a little bit lower when we drop the dumb bombs.
Right.
Okay, absurd, absurd. Look, this whole thing about, oh, Hamas is hiding behind human shields, etc. For the people in Washington, they think that's clever. To the rest of us, you look absurd when you say that. No one believes your propaganda anymore. So that's going to go to another point, which is that, as I've pointed out now, and it drives me crazy that the rest of the media doesn't point it out, even though we've all seen the videos, the tunnels are totally unaffected by the bombing. Hamas fighters are in the tunnels. So and Netanyahu himself on American television said, well, now that we're on the ground, we're finally beginning to have an effect on Hamas. Well, but you'd already dropped over 10,000 bombs by then. So you just admitted that that had no effect on Hamas. So they're dropping bombs and they're not hitting Hamas at all, it appears. And so even when you ask the IDF, and they are the world's biggest propagandists, they still say, well, of the 18,000 civilians killed, maybe 1,000 or 2,000 are Hamas fighters. So that means there's no way it's close to 1,000 or 2,000. But even if that were true, that your hit rate is abysmally low because you're not really trying. And then that gets to another point. New York Times did a brilliant job of reporting this. The largest bomb we ever dropped in a residential area in Iraq was 500 pounds. And that was in the heaviest fighting in Mosul. And we were very reluctant and had lots of committees and etc. before we dropped that bomb, 500 pounds. Israel is dropping 2,000-pound bombs. Again, it's the size of Vegas. They're obliterating everything in their path.
And the most densely populated place on earth.
Yeah.
So the size of Vegas, but the most densely populated.
Yeah, and guys, this is, and New York Times also reported this. They've killed more civilians in 2 months than America killed in Afghanistan in 20 years. More civilians have died in this conflict than all other conflicts combined in all of last year. And IDF has the nerve to turn around and go, oh, it was all an accident. Whoops, did we do it again? Oh, we killed civilians and civilians and civilians, and we're apparently the worst, most inaccurate, buffoonish military. Up, there goes more civilian deaths. No, guys, they are attempting to kill civilians. You can get upset about that. You can do propaganda if you want. It doesn't matter. We all have eyes, we have ears, we can see it clear as day. And the facts overwhelmingly prove they are not trying to minimize civilian casualties. This is indiscriminate massacre of civilians. And I don't want America funding it at all. I don't think we should send $1 to Israel from now on. Forget the 14 billion that they want to send. Apparently, we just found out in the defense bill, they send limitless missiles to Israel without even asking Congress, let alone the billions of dollars we send them every year. We should send 0. I do not want my money going to massacre children in Gaza.